Good morning and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome to a very dark apartment. We'll turn on the kitchen lights at least so you all can see me. It is Saturday. I'm very happy. It's Saturday. I am ready to relax and honestly do as little as possible today, which made me think this is probably going to be a good day to have a bit of a chat. So it has been 8 years that I've been on YouTube. I started this channel when I was 35 and I am now 43. And it's been very interesting, and I feel like I let my 7th YouTube birthday go by without much fanfare. 7 just feels like a weird number, right? It's not a nice even milestone. It's not 5, but it's also not that close to 10. 8 feels a little different. My batteries just love to die on me. And I forgot to say in my intro earlier, hi, welcome if you're new here. I'm Andrea, and welcome back if you're one of my lovely returning friends. So yeah, 8 years feels different. And as fast as these 8 years have gone, the next 2 are gonna go by in a blink, and it will be a whole decade that I have been on this platform. It's definitely the one platform I have been the most consistent with in terms of uploading and posting. It's the platform that gives me the most joy. I just wanted to spend a day thinking about YouTube, thinking about my place on this platform. There are times where I feel like this is the only platform that I belong on, and then other times where I feel like I don't belong on this platform at all, especially as a 43-year-old woman. And starting my channel when I was 35, like everyone I watched at the time was in their 20s. And even a lot of the small YouTubers who I found when I first started were also in their teens and 20s. There were a couple women who were around my age, plus or minus. It was really hard to find women in their 30s doing YouTube, especially in the like beauty, fashion, lifestyle space. Now there's a lot in their 30s, but they're the same ones who I started following who were in their 20s when I first started. But it can be difficult on this platform. It was very nerve-wracking getting started, being mid-30s and feeling like everyone else is younger than me, blonder than me, thinner than me, prettier than me, you know, more conventionally attractive. I think I'm pretty, but I'm unique. I'm cute right now. I wouldn't say I'm pretty right now. I have no makeup on. Something else that has definitely changed. When I first started this channel, I would have never started a video without any makeup. And now I do it all the time. But that is a good transition into why I'm sitting here in an old t-shirt and no makeup. I'm going for a walk. The sun is definitely getting up there, so I've put on my sunscreen. I'm gonna wear my sun hat, but it is only 67 degrees. It is really nice. It is 7:41, so I've woken up fairly early. I woke up at 6:30. So I've been up, doesn't feel like I've been up for over an hour, but I have. So I'm ready to go for a walk. So I want to do that. I've been thinking all morning since I've been up about YouTube and about how I was going to intro this vlog, and still a lot more rambly than I intended it to be, but that's me. And yeah, I just want to have a day where I can just think about YouTube and share some of those thoughts with you, because it's been an interesting ride over the last 8 years. Get comfy, get cozy, and it should be a beautiful morning for a walk. Yep, completely clear sky and lots of sun. If you're new here, I live in southern Arizona in the Phoenix Valley, so it's sunny and warm or hot pretty much every day. We're in our sunny and very warm phase. So yeah, let's go for a walk and see if we can find some more Palo Verde trees that are blooming. done with my walk, back in the kitchen. I feel very tired now. I'm ready to just kind of crash on the couch, but first I need breakfast. So I'm gonna get that going, and then yeah, then just probably crash on the couch for a little while. And yeah, throughout the walk I was doing a lot of thinking about 8 years on YouTube and what that's been like. It's definitely been a journey. 2016 feels like a lifetime ago. Like, it literally was a different lifetime. I was a PhD student. I feel like 2016 to 2020 was like its own era. And then it was late 2019. It was throughout 2019 I was editing my first novel, and then it was published at the very end of 2019. And so then by 2020 I was like full into the indie author and author tuber and writer tube and stuff like that, even though I don't fully identify with those communities because I don't feel like I totally fit into either of those boxes either. But throughout 2020 to now, I've been finding my own path with the kind of writing and author content I want to create. And also 2020 was when, because of the pandemic, that was when I started burning out on the kind of content I'd been making, which was a mix of vlogs and like sit down chatty topic videos. And I found that I really only wanted to do the vlogs. That was all I was interested in. So 2020 was when it was towards the end of 2020, but 2020 was when we shifted to primarily vlogs, and I haven't looked back. It was the best decision. I think I have always wanted to be a vlogger. When I first started in 2016, I did the what's in my bag and get ready with me and monthly favorites and things like that, because that's what everyone was doing of the creators I was watching. And you know, the beauty, fashion, lifestyle space was the only space I was really interested in. In 2016, I was so busy with my PhD that I wasn't reading much fiction. Over the last 8 years, I've gone from reading like maybe 12 novels a year, if even, to reading last year it was over 100. It was like 119. But like, it wouldn't have occurred to me to like start creating content within the book space because I wasn't reading enough, and that wasn't as big of a part of my life as it is now. So I was creating the kind of beauty, fashion, lifestyle type content when I first started, with a bit of like PhD life type stuff mixed in. But from the beginning, I wanted to do vlogs. The first YouTuber that I really got into was Fleur de Force, but it was her vlog channel that I binged from the beginning. And then when I ran out of vlogs, I started watching her main channel. And all the creators that I started following were doing a mix of vlogs, and it was their vlogs that I loved the most. And so when I started YouTube, I knew I wanted to do vlogs, but I felt like I had to do the traditional what's in my bag, get ready with me, monthly favorites, haul videos, and things like that. I felt like I had to do those in order to build my audience. And then the vlogs were just something I tried to slip in here and there for me because that's what I really loved. And so after 4 years, by 2020, I was like, you know, this channel is already done leaps and bounds better than I thought it would. I think by 2020 I was over 1,000 subscribers, which was a milestone I never thought I would accomplish back in 2016. In 2016, I thought I'll be lucky if I get to 100 in like a year or so, and it didn't take me long. It did not take me that long to get to 100, but then it took me years to get to 1,000. And so by 2020, I was just like, I've been doing this for 4 years. I know what's involved. I know how time consuming it is. And I know that I'm not gonna last another 4 years if I don't start doing the content that I really enjoy doing, which was the vlogs. And for all of you who are following me around late 2020 and stuck with me through that transition into vlogs, you have, like, words cannot express how grateful I am that you stuck with me. I feel like I have a community here that loves the vlogs, and that's what you're here for. It gives me so much confidence. I don't second guess myself as much. I still have my moments, but overall I just feel really, really good about doing the kind of content I really love, because I'm now actually building a community around that kind of content. At the end of the day, this is what I always come back to. At the end of the day, I make these vlogs for me. I make all these videos for me. Every now and then there's one that I do specifically for an audience to hopefully help someone, but for the most part, the vlogs especially, I make for me. They're a document of my life. I publish them, I upload them to YouTube and publish them for anyone who finds them and happens to enjoy them, but that is not my first priority. My first priority is this what I want to film, and is this what I want to edit? And today, I just wanted to film a little bit of rambles about my time on YouTube. So I've got more thoughts that I will continue with, but it is now nearly 10 o'clock. I need to get breakfast, and I need to go sit down. Alrighty, it is later in the afternoon. I am being massively unproductive today, and I really don't care. It is just that time of the semester, and I just feel like today it's probably most important that I just rest. I can't stop yawning. I was thinking as I've been laying here about all the ways that YouTube has kind of changed my life, which I don't know, might seem a bit hyperbolic or over exaggerating, but I don't think it's an over exaggeration to say that doing YouTube has changed my life. My life, I think, would be very different if I hadn't started my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel on almost a complete whim. I didn't think anything would really come of it. I had been doing a research project as part of my PhD, one of my graduate seminar courses. I did a seminar paper on the beauty, fashion, lifestyle community on YouTube. So I had been studying it and doing a lot of research around material culture and ways of making and creation and identity in creative projects and stuff like that. And as part of my research, I was just watching a lot of YouTube videos within this space. And there were a number of creators whose vlogs and videos I really enjoyed, and just thought, well, you know, I could do that. I think I could do that. When I started, I just thought it looked really cool. It looked really fun. It felt like something that I could do. I really could just start this with the equipment that I had, which was a very old digital camera that did not film in HD. So all of my early videos are not filmed in HD. That was my Canon Rebel T1i. I then upgraded to a Canon Rebel T3i. That was the one that did have HD. That was my mom's camera that I borrowed from her. I was vlogging on my iPhone, which would have been the iPhone 6 at the time. That was a while ago. My very first video, which is still up on the channel. I have never privatized it. Let me know if you've ever watched that video. That I think was just filmed on the built-in webcam on my first MacBook Pro. Quality was definitely not the greatest, but it was good enough to get me started. But yeah, my original point was how my life has changed, and I started on a whim just to see what would happen. I didn't think I would do it for even 1 year, let alone 8. I didn't think I'd have even 100 subscribers, let alone over 4,000. I never thought I would. I don't even know exactly how many videos I've done when you consider I've been doing it at least once a week, if not 2 or 3 times a week, every week for 8 years. Well, definitely more, because then I've done Vlogtober a few times over the last 8 years, and I've done Vlogmas every year. I'm gonna have to look this up. How many videos have I done? Hold on. I had to get my laptop because I'm very curious about this now. 1,298 uploads, which I think this will be the 1,300, because I've got one more video that's going up before this one, so that'll be 1,299. So this will be 1,300. I did not plan that, but that's kind of cool. So yeah, in 2016, I would have never imagined that I would end up doing even 100 videos, let alone almost 1,300. It's just wild. But I got into it, I started doing it, and I just almost instantly fell in love with it. There've been some headaches along the way. I've had technical problems, I've had editing problems, I've had to teach myself a lot of skills to do this. But in learning it, I've learned a lot of really good important skills that help me in other things. I have made some amazing friends, including one of my very best friends, Tamsin, who no longer makes videos on here, but we started off as YouTube friends, meeting and chatting in the comments of another creator's vlog. That led me to her channel and her to mine, and we just started to become friends. And then we met on one of my trips to London. She's come to visit me here, and you know, we're now legitimately friends outside of YouTube, and like we've written a book together. So like I'd say it's more than just a YouTube friendship for sure. She's my soul sister. Tamsin alone is enough of a reason to have done this. Like, even if once we met I stopped doing YouTube or something, like she has made this whole experience like no regrets. No matter what happens with YouTube going forward, I will always be glad that I did YouTube, because I would have never met her otherwise. I mean, we both believe quite a bit in fate, so maybe somehow we would have met in some other way, but I wouldn't have wanted it to take any longer to meet her, because she really is like my younger sister, and I adore her so much. So that's just one of the many ways YouTube has changed my life. Starting YouTube as a 35-year-old woman, now being 43. I'm not the oldest person on this platform, but I'm not the youngest. And YouTube is like any other, you know, area of society. It's where youth and beauty and other superficial factors are privileged more than personality or brains or something like that. And I definitely felt insecure during those early years. Was I too old? Was I not conventionally attractive enough? I used to really struggle to edit because I didn't like looking at myself. I used to hate the sound of my own voice, and now I don't even notice it anymore. Like, it used to be, you know, if you're not doing something like YouTube, you rarely hear the sound of your own voice other than like when you're speaking, and listening to it versus hearing as you're speaking, like if you're following me, two very different things. I never minded my voice when I was speaking, but I hated listening back to it. It just sounded so foreign to me because I never heard it. But when you're editing vlogs every day, you hear your voice a lot. And now doesn't faze me. Seeing myself in the vlogs does not bother me anymore. In fact, sometimes it can put me in a good mood. If I'm editing a scene where I was in a really good mood in the vlog, it brings back all of those feelings. I can't look at myself smiling in a vlog and not find that I start smiling as well. And it's just, it's a nice feeling. I think that's probably the biggest way doing YouTube has changed my life over the last 8 years, is just the confidence that I have now. Not all the time, I have my moments, but generally I am so much more confident about myself and about how I present myself, and I'm so much less insecure about putting myself up on the internet. There are things that I leave in vlogs now that 2016 Andrea would have died if I left them in, or if I went on camera looking a certain way, like not wearing any makeup or not having my hair done, or crying on the top of a mountain or the top of a trail because, you know, I've made it up to that point. You know, there's lots of things that before I used to be so much more self-conscious and so much more, I have to be a certain way if I'm going to be on the internet or if I'm going to share it with someone else. And now this is my life. This is me. This really is just me, and this is just my life. And it's not the most exciting life. It's not the most glamorous life. I'm not the most exciting or glamorous person, but I am just me. And that is valid enough, and that is special enough to have my own space here in my corner of the internet. So yeah, it's a bit of a ramble, but these are just some of the things I'm thinking of today. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. I'm ready to go lay back down now because I can feel I am just so out of it today. I really am. I can just tell it's the last week or so of the semester, and I'll feel like I'll be laying on the couch and feel like I've got some energy. I can get up and do something. And then within 10 minutes of standing up, I'm like, no, I'm ready to go lay down on the couch again. So I think that's what I'm gonna go do. Okay, I've reached that point in the afternoon where I don't think any work is actually going to get done. I'm just enjoying laying on the couch too much. I can't remember the last day that I've given myself just a total couch day. It's been at least like a month, probably more. I don't know. Someone will probably find a vlog from like just a few weeks ago and be like, it wasn't that long ago. But it feels like it's been a long time. So yes, it's probably a good thing that I had a totally different topic to be able to talk about today, since I can't really talk about what I'm doing because I'm not doing anything. Continuing on my thoughts, I've gotten out my content YouTube journal and wrote down some notes. I feel like one question that comes up a lot whenever you've been doing any sort of hobby, really, but I feel like this has become a really popular question on YouTube, and the question of like quitting YouTube or retiring from YouTube. Long story short, I'm not retiring. Not even close. I'm not quitting. I don't think, like, never say never. Will I do YouTube for the rest of my life? I mean, will YouTube even be around for the rest of my life? Who knows? I think even if YouTube ended, it would be replaced by something, and I would probably just jump over to that. Like, I've said a bunch of times, these vlogs are my video diary, and vlogging has been the most consistent I have been about keeping any sort of diary or journal or record of my life. I wouldn't want to be without that. So I think the type of vlogs I create could change. The type of content I create could change. I think there'd always be some form of vlog, video diary type thing, But like, will I always make 45-minute long vlogs? I don't know. Maybe they'll become an hour. Maybe they'll go back down to 30 minutes. Maybe, you know, eventually, and I'm thinking like hypothetically, like years down the road, maybe I'll shift to 10-minute silent vlogs with just the B-roll, because that's kind of my favorite part. Or my favorite part to edit. I love talking, as you've probably been able to tell just from this vlog, if this is new, if you're new here, but longtime viewers know, I'm a bit chatty. I like talking, and I think that's one of the things I like about YouTube. It's my space. I'm allowed to talk as much as I want. The only limit to my talking is what I am willing to edit. It's basically the way I look at it. I can talk as much as I want. I just have to remember I have to edit it all, which is why I will like keep notes in my content journal with certain vlogs of like what clips I've filmed and how long they are. So like, I know I'm already up to like 45 minutes before I even turned on this clip. So I am trying to be mindful because I am gonna have to edit this. But I love filming and I love editing. And so, which I'll talk about filming and editing and vlogging and why I love it in a moment. But it's why I don't see myself ever quitting. You know, I won't deny that every now and then I will sometimes get this overwhelming feeling of just wanting to delete all my social media and run away and live in a cabin in the woods or something. But that's not actually a response to YouTube. Like, that's just my general anxiety of life. It's not just YouTube I want to run away from, it's everything I want to run away from. And so during certain times, like the last month or so has definitely been one of those times when the anxiety just really flares up. It's easy to let doubts and self-doubt and second guessing and insecurities just in my life in general creep into YouTube. And I have to remind myself that it's not actually YouTube I'm doubting or insecure about. It's just how my brain is processing stuff that's going on. So I don't actually want to quit. And I think if I ever did, like just in a fit, delete my YouTube channel, I know I would regret that. So I don't think I would ever delete it. I think at the most I might private everything and take an extended break. But like, I can't even really, like, I can't envision it ever getting, my anxiety ever getting that bad. That would feel like the step I need to take. And I've built up a really good community of you all that I feel like even if I said, look, I need a month off, you all would still be here, or like a good number of you would still be here. And that's relatively new. For so many years since starting my YouTube channel, I've had this feeling of I can't take a break. I can't not upload. Missing even one upload day would just cause so much anxiety, of feeling like everyone's gonna unsubscribe, no one's gonna watch when I finally do start uploading again. And that's never happened. And so now if I really can't get a video up in time, it is what it is. And if my analytics take a nosedive, you know, temporarily, then fine, because that's not why I'm doing YouTube. And so I feel like I now have a freedom with YouTube that I have never really had before, where I really am doing it first and foremost for myself and doing what feels good for me, and everything else comes second to that. So I really can't see myself quitting, because the benefits of YouTube far outweigh any of the potential negatives. Vlogging, YouTube in general, but vlogging specifically, another thing I've noticed over the last few years is how truly happy it makes me. Vlogging has honestly made me so much happier than I was when I first started. And obviously it's not just vlogging alone. I am doing a lot of other stuff and work on myself and therapy and things to be happier. But vlogging is a bit like time travel, in that it allows me to go back and relive moments in the past, particularly like the really like good, positive, happy, exciting moments, because that tends to be what I film. Things that I don't want to forget, that's what I will film. And so when I'm editing, I get to relive those moments. If you've ever watched the movie About Time with Donald Gleason and Rachel McAdams, the whole like lesson he learns in that movie, and I don't want to give more than that because I don't want to spoil it, but the whole lesson he learns in that movie, that is how I feel about vlogging. It makes me so much more present in the moment because I have to be aware of things in order to think to film it, but then editing it allows me to relive it. And I've just noticed that particularly in these last 4 years that I've been primarily vlogging as opposed to doing the sit down chatty topic and like education type videos, you know, how to do an outline and how to structure your novel, and those are fun, and I think there will always be a place for those on the channel, especially if I do like it as a bonus video on a Friday. But when it comes to the vlogs, it just, since I've been doing vlogs primarily as the main content on this channel, I just feel like it has made me happier. I'm more present, I'm more mindful, I enjoy making the content more, I enjoy editing it more, and it's just a more positive experience overall. And so I feel like 2016 to 2020, you know, I started off, was really anxious and nervous, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was very insecure, and the comparison trap was so real. But then I kind of got my stride and was figuring things out and had a good balance. I'd started doing some vlogs, so that made me happy, but I was also doing the content that felt like it was more popular. So I kind of, you know, by like 2018, I'd graduated, and that was very exciting, and I was like feeling like I was a more established YouTuber and content creator, was really enjoying it. And then 2018 into 2019 and then into 2020, and obviously part of the downturn in 2020 was just with everything going on in the world as well. But I just was starting to slowly fall out of love with the content that I was making, and I think a huge part of that was because I was more excited about the vlogs and was struggling to come up with topic, sit down, chatty type video ideas, and I was making content that I wasn't fully in love with, and then that makes it very hard to stay consistent. But then at the end of 2020, when I decided to try vlogging primarily and just doing like basically a vlog channel, my love for YouTube started to go up again, and I feel like I love this platform even more now, and the content that I'm making even more now than back when I first started. And I think that's pretty special and is a good sign that like I'm where I'm supposed to be and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And so I get asked a lot, and I see this topic coming up a lot on other people's YouTube channels and advice that they give to their audience. You know, should you start a YouTube channel? It's not as easy as it looks. It is a very time-consuming hobby, and it will be a hobby for many years that you will not make money off of for quite a while. I always say do not do YouTube for the money because it'll take you a while, and if you don't really love it, you're not gonna last long enough to start earning even $10 from YouTube. But if you genuinely love making video content, particularly longer form video content like 10 minutes or more, then YouTube is great, and it's been the best thing I've ever done. I've said this a million times. My only regret is that I didn't start sooner, because I wish I'd started like around 2014, 2015, when I first realized that like YouTube was more than cute cat videos. I don't think you'll ever regret starting, but you could end up being like me and regret that you didn't start sooner. So start it, see what happens. You don't have to keep doing it. I never thought I'd still be doing it 8 years later, but I'm so unbelievably glad and grateful that I at least started when I did. I do have a flashing battery light, so I'm gonna swap out the batteries and go continue relaxing, and then we will wrap up this vlog later this evening. Okay, it is now the evening. The sun has set. The moon has come up, which is very exciting. But yes, it is the end of the evening and the end of this vlog. It's been a lovely evening and a very lovely day. It's now after, yeah, 7:15. I just wanted to wrap up this vlog and share a few of my favorite moments from the past 8 years. Highlights from the last 8 years. I was writing some stuff down in my little content notebook. There are so many favorite moments, so many, but I think if I had to narrow it down, I think my graduation was pretty big in 2018. I mean, how often do you graduate with a PhD? It's certainly only gonna happen once for me. Never gonna do it again. So I think graduation was huge, and getting to share that with all of you. And I know it's one of my more popular videos, certainly one of my more popular vlogs. And so it was nice that so many of you were almost as excited as I was, it felt like. So that's a big favorite of mine. London, the London vlogs. We've gone to London 3 times in these vlogs, and every time I get to take the vlog to London, it is just so magical and so exciting, because I'm always so excited. But then I know London vlogs are very popular on YouTube in general. It's nice that so many people seem to discover me through my London vlogs, because I feel like the London vlogs are me at my absolute happiest. Although over the last few years, I have definitely learned how to be happy here at home, cozy in my apartment, but there is still something really special about the London vlogs. I go back and rewatch them. They are definitely my favorite vlogs that I have ever filmed, and certainly my favorite vlogs that I have ever edited. They're definitely highlights in my memories here on YouTube. My first novel is definitely a favorite. All of my novels have been special, but documenting the process of editing and publishing my first novel, looking back at those and seeing all the little mini meltdowns, all the things that I would do differently now, you know, that I do differently with my other books. The vlog for my first book and the vlogs around the time of launching my first book, it's not that I'm used to it now or that I take it for granted now, but it did feel, the first time just felt so special. And having that, seeing the proof copy of my first book in print in my hands for the first time, getting the proof copy and getting the first sales copy is always special, but the first time I experienced that with my first book was just amazing. And then lately, something that's become a favorite are all the hiking vlogs, particularly the vlog where I went to the top of the Gateway Saddle at the McDowell Mountains for the first time in like 7 years. The emotions that I was feeling, it's such a non-event for almost anyone watching, but it was such a massive thing for me. So I really love that vlog. So those are some of my favorites. And then obviously all the vlogs with our old dog Luna, with our dear sweet Lexi, who's no longer with us. I look back on those vlogs with so much gratitude that even though they're no longer with us, I still have videos of those of them, because I don't have vlog footage of our old cat Taffy, and I don't have vlog footage of our first family dog, Lucy, because she passed away well before I started YouTube. So I'm really grateful for all the vlogs I have with Luna and Lexi and Gus, who's still with us, but like I know one day he won't be with us anymore, and I'll be very glad that I have so much of his time with us documented in the vlogs, which is another reason why I always say my only regret with YouTube is that I didn't start sooner, because I just wish I had more vlog footage of more meaningful and special life events and memories and times in my life that I just wish I had documented even more. So those are definitely some of my favorite moments. I would love to know from those of you who are watching, who have been watching this channel for a few months, a year, several years, what are some of your favorite vlogs on my channel, or what vlogs, what was it that, you know, it was the first vlog that you watched, or what was the vlog that kind of made you decide to subscribe? I always love hearing the answer to that question. As for hopes and dreams for the next 2 years as we approach a full decade and the years beyond that, because I'm certainly not going to quit after only 10 years. I feel like I've got at least another 8 years in me. So hopes and dreams, definitely more cozy vlogs, definitely more writing vlogs, particularly writing and book publishing related vlogs from my kind of slower, more relaxed perspective, kind of being an alternative for the publishing boss babe mentality, you know, the really like go-getter publishing, indie publisher type content. And definitely looking forward to making more friends on here. I love chatting to you in the comments, even when I get a little bit behind on replying to comments. I still love chatting with you all so much, hearing about your lives, hearing about your creative projects, supporting you in whatever it is that you're working on, the way that you all so kindly and generously support me in my writing. I say this a lot, but probably not still enough. You are so much more than a subscriber number to me. You are all of my online friends. You're my YouTube friends. And I feel like so many of you, if we lived in the same town, we would be having, you know, coffee meetups where we'd, you know, close down the coffee shop because we'd be sitting there for hours talking. So I do see you as friends in that way. And if you are a new person watching this, or if you've been watching a few videos but haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. But yeah, let me know some of your favorite moments from the past 8 years, if you have any. So that can be our question of the vlog. What are some of your favorite moments from this channel from the past 8 years? Or what is the vlog that made you click subscribe on this channel? I would really like to know. If you are new here, please say hi in the comments and introduce yourself. I love my silent lurkers. I know you're there, but it's still nice when you introduce yourself and say hi every now and then. Yeah, you can leave a couch emoji in the comments, because that's basically where I've spent my entire day. So leave a couch emoji in the comments to let me know which one of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed listening to all of this. Thank you for indulging me in rambling about the past 8 years on YouTube. So yeah, give the vlog a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. All of that great stuff. And I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!